Boom, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to Odin Chronicles episode number 16. All right, we'll give a quick little update what I've been working on here, going through the Odin project, documenting what I've been working on. So just finished this big old section here, organizing your JavaScript code. The latest project I completed was to-do lists and felt really good to get that done. That was definitely the toughest project I've done so far. This section's all what it says it is. It's organizing your JavaScript code. You learn about modules, classes, Webpack, ways, again, to organize your code and make it more efficient. Won't get too much more into that. Just kind of showing the different mini projects and lessons that I've been working on after a to-do list. We first start out with dynamic user interface interactions. What we got in here, we have drop-down menus, mobile-friendly menus, and image slider. The first one, drop-down menu, quick example here. You got some HTML up there. When you hover over it, it's going to drop down and list those different programming languages there. That's drop-down menu. What do we got next? Pretty much the same. Mobile menus, drop-down menus, that's pretty much the same kind of lesson there. I'll just show you the image slider as well. So I'm a big martial arts fan, love doing jiu-jitsu, judo, and watching UFC and mixed martial arts. So I decided to create a little image slider that has those images in it. So we have the scroll buttons on the side. We can scroll through the different images like that. Going forward, we can also go backwards too. And if you notice down there, every 5 seconds or so, it advances the slide, giving a nice little transition property and animation property there. And that's pretty much it. So we got the forward buttons, the back buttons. We can cycle through all the images. It has the auto transition property. And if we click on like the third circle, it's going to show the third image. And click on the first circle, it's going to show the first image, and so on. Boom. So that's image slider right there. What do we got next? I think that takes care of dynamic user interface interactions. Tough section, man. That image slider was tough. That took me some time to get that down, but learned a lot going through it, and glad I learned it. Glad I got it done. Next is form validation with JavaScript. So basically, you're going to create a little form. I'll pull that up here. Where is it? There we go. This little form here, it's going to collect email, country, zip code, password, and password confirmation. If you fill it out correctly, the little border here is going to highlight green. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but green means good to go. Everything filled out correctly. It met all the conditions. If you didn't fill it out correctly, some error popped in there. It's going to have a red border around here. And using this, you're going to use a lot of different kind of conditionals. So like, for example, email, you have to use like an if switch statements or an if else block to check if it meets the email requirements, that it has a .com, that it has an @ symbol in there. And you can basically just use regex for that. You can find like a regex maker online and do it that way. So it's really not too complicated. Or you can just find a Stack Overflow that you can find a Stack Overflow article that has the regex expression to check for a valid email. So you can you don't waste your time trying to figure out regex, because that's really confusing. Same thing for country. It's got to be more than, I think I put 2 characters in there. So you kind of get the point there. Same thing with zip code. It's got to be numbers. It can't be letters. And the passwords have to match. So you kind of get the gist there. We'll kind of just go through it here. Email. If I just go boom, boom, boom like that, you got to enter a valid email. So I won't use my own email, of course. So I'll put some person at Gmail. And if I forget the .com, it's still going to give me the error there. But if I put the .com onto it, boom, it goes away. Country, we can just abbreviate US. Zip code, we'll just do boom, 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 boom. It has to be more than 5 characters, as you saw. Boom, 5 characters. And passwords have to match. So I'll just enter my password here. Hopefully I do this right in the first try. Let's see if they match. Boom, 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 and they match there. And if you're 1 character off, boom, you still get that error message there. Boom, so that takes care of that there. That is form validation. What do we have last? I think that's it. Oh, and also I forgot, I wanted to show to-do list. So did complete the to-do list, but what I also been working on with it is making it more mobile friendly and responsive. So just playing around with that. So for example, so if I inspect and go into DevTools and we go into these little dimensions here, I can go on smaller screen sizes like a Galaxy or an iPhone. We'll just go Galaxy for the first one. That's about 360 pixels wide. So this is how it looks there. I mean, it's not perfect. It's still a piece of shit. But that's what I've been playing around with it, just because I'm kind of more curious to learn about responsive design and making things look nice on mobile. So that's basically what I've been working on there. It still lists all your projects there. The modals still pop up. Your little pop-ups is what these things are called here, modals. Boom, those still can't all pop up in the same place. Definitely not perfect, but I learned a lot just using media queries and get more practice with it. Boom. So now I'll show you iPad dimensions. That's going to be a little wider, I think around 900. Boom. 820. Okay. So you got different screen sizes. You want to make sure your project looks good on different screen sizes. It's not required for part of the project, but again, I'll say it again. I just want to get more practice in with it. You still have your modals pop up. I can switch to different projects like that. Shout out to the MFCEO project, my man Andy Frizella. Highly recommend you check out that podcast. It's great. Great personal development podcast. Okay. And so all the modals are still in the same place. Boom. Boom. Just like that there. Okay, so not perfect, just getting more practicing with that. Also using, playing around with a little sass with it too. So if I go to to-do list, just kind of been playing around with some different sass variables, nesting, mixins. That's about it. Kind of learning about sass functions too, and how I can really leverage sass in my future projects. I think it's really interesting and fun to learn. So those are all a couple other things I'm playing around with: the mobile responsiveness and design, and also sass as well. That's pretty much it. I've been working on the next section, which is asynchronous JavaScript and APIs. Already been through the JSON, asynchronous code, and working with APIs, fetching data. Also, I'm on the async await section right now and can't wait to start on weather app. Today, I got the assignment done, the API assignment, which is basically you fetch data from here. So you can input anything into here, and it's going to fetch some data back from an API from a website online, and it's going to paste this little GIF back here. So if I press submit, now, fair warning, my internet's been kind of bad, so it might take a while for this to, might take a while for this to pop up. But you can enter any kind of data in there, cheesesteak, hey, hello, whatever, cat, dog, and it's going to return a certain image based on that. And boom, perfect timing there, pops up. My man Ben Franklin doing God knows what there, but if I type in dog, fair warning, it might take a little bit. Sometimes it's really fast, sometimes it's really slow, but there you go. You kind of get the point of what the purpose of the assignment was. Boom, there we go, and perfect timing there. So that was the assignment for today, and that's basically it. That's basically things I've been working on there. Got a little bit to learn about async and await, but can't wait to start on weather app here. And just not going to jump into the project. I want to make sure I fully understand all these different topics here before I really dive into the project. So that way you don't waste time on the project. You really want to make sure you always have a solid understanding of all the content leading up to the project. So again, you're not going to waste time on the project. You're not going to waste time trying to really learn it then when you're already stressed out trying to make shit work. So that's never a good sign. But enough of me rambling. That's the stuff I've been working on, and I'll make another video soon. Hopefully I'm on weather app at that point. So boom. Until next time, guys, take it easy.